I want to thank you all for joining us on short notice. And I'm happy to be able to speak here today since I haven't been able to speak today. Haven't been allowed to speak today. Earlier today, I was told by House leadership that I was prohibited from speaking on the House floor. When I asked why, I wasn't given a reason, leaving me to guess at the rationale for silencing not only me, but another woman legislator. So, here are my best guesses. Perhaps they are silencing me because I dared to speak out yesterday on religious oppression. In a speech on the House floor to oppose a sweeping new anti-abortion law, I urged lawmakers to be considerate of other people's religious beliefs. I explained that as a committed and practicing Jew, I follow my faith's teachings on women's health issues. I also talked about eating issues, food issues. Those teachings, but the teachings in regards to women's health tell me that when a pregnant woman's health and life are at stake, that woman's life is the priority. As a Jew, I understand that my beliefs are in the minority. I understand that many people hold different opinions, and I respect that. It would never occur to me to force my views onto someone else. All I did was urge my fellow lawmakers to extend me that same consideration. Today, I am banned from speaking on the House floor, stopped from doing the very job I was elected to do. Maybe my message of religious freedom didn't sit well with the opposition. Or maybe they're banning me because I dared say vagina, the correct medical name of a part of a woman's anatomy these lawmakers are trying to regulate. Isn't that something? These lawmakers, predominantly men, have no problem passing legislation about my vagina. But I dare mention its name, and they become outraged. You know what? I'm outraged. I'm outraged that this legislative body not only wants to dictate what women can do, but what we can say. I am outraged that the leaders of the House want to rob me, both me and my constituents, of their voice in Lansing. And I am outraged that they think they can do these things without impunity. The leaders of the House have shown they will go to great lengths not to hear our voices. I say, speak up anyway and make them hear us. I promise that I will not back down from this fight, and I am urging others to stand with me, and you can see that I have some support behind me right now. And now I'd like to hand it over to Representative Barb Byrum, who, like me, is denied a voice today. Thank you.
Thank you all again so much for coming, especially on such short notice. This is not something that we will allow to be simply swept under the rug by the Republican majority in the House. Not only was this drastic anti-choice legislation rushed through the Health Policy Committee without input from professionals, women's organizations who were in attendance, but I was not allowed to speak on my amendment to a bill that drastically affects me, my health, and health of all Michigan women. My amendment was aimed at sending a message that using women's bodies as a political tactic to gain points with a special interest and extremeness is absurd. If women are banned from making choices about their own reproductive freedom, then it is only fair and only right that men could only get a vasectomy to avert death or necessity imminent threat for a physical illness, or psychological injury, and provide for those violations. I was silenced once more without cause or explanation. Yesterday, they didn't want me to speak because they were worried that I was going to say a different V word. Not vagina, but I was going to say vasectomy, the medical term that my amendment spoke of. This is just another example of how cowardly their tactics are. I wasn't told of my censorship by the Republican leadership. I was told of my censorship by another strong woman, Floor Leader Siegel, because they didn't have the guts to tell me. I will not stand for this without a fight. As a legislator, as a mother, as a woman, whether you are pro-choice or anti-choice, women deserve a voice in the House of Representatives. I was sent here to represent my district, the women in Michigan, and I will not stop doing that. We'd like to open it up for questions, if anyone has any.
Representative Byrum, your amendment would have banned men from getting a vasectomy unless it was necessary to keep for them to stay alive.
Absolutely, because if the argument was making sure children are born, and if we truly want to make sure children are born, we would regulate vasectomies.
Other kinds of contraception as well, or just vasectomy?
Yes, there are many types of contraceptions. I wonder if the C word would be prohibited in our house. We didn't try that one. We should have tried other contraception.
There's more than one C word.
Oh, yeah. She meant contraception. More than 4 letters.
Edwards said that you and Lisa Brown violated the quorum of the House. Do you think that's a fair statement?
I do not. Absolutely not. As legislators, we are sent to the House of Representatives to represent our district. And we were doing just that yesterday.
I'd like to know how. How? What did I do?
Yeah, those are medical terms that are used.
No. And I said to you earlier, if I can't say the word vagina, why are we legislating vaginas? What language should I use? That's censorship, but I mean, I'm not. It's a medically correct term. We're adults. Well, we're all adults here.
Thank you. Well, thank you all so much for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you.